Okay, you know, I'm just gonna preface this by saying I wish to withdraw myself as lieutenant for Hades. I mean, I think a lot of it boils down to... I don't feel like I'm able to really do anything that I'm good at. And everything I have had to handle, I've done wrong in some capacity. And also, I just feel like the gang is so young and there's so many people that I don't really know yet and I'm not friends with yet. And I think me having to be stern with people or punish people is just causing, like, friction between me and others. And also just the vote has been stressing me out. And it's, like, gotten to the point now where it's, like, the position is just stressing me out more than I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, but that's exactly the point. So first of all, you made the point that you make a lot of mistakes. Well, that's the point. This is like a trial period where we're figuring out whether or not the people want to be, not want to be, but are capable of being lieutenant, and you learn from your mistakes. Like Louis made a big mistake yesterday. We criticized him for it. Tic Tac makes big mistakes all the time. We criticize him for it. I don't.
Yeah, but
I don't know what you're referring to.
The issue is you learn from something if you understand, like, if you're made to understand, like, why it was a mistake, how you can learn from it, that's one thing. But the things that I have done as mistakes, it's very hard for me to wrap my head around why it was a mistake. Because, unfortunately, Ray, like, I'm a very stubborn person. I can change and I can adapt. But I don't want to change myself in order to fit a role. I'd rather have a role that fits me as a person. Like, if you need me for what I'm good at, I want to fill that role. And I would love to do as much as I can to help the gang. But I don't feel like I am. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have to adapt so much. I feel like I have to change so much. And then all the other things I'm good at, I feel like I haven't even really had a chance to do it all. And we have another week, you know?
I know there's situations that make you feel like uncomfortable, whatever, and you feel like you're not able to prove yourself or do what you're best at. But at the end of the day, you growing and learning to do new things, which is what you're required to do as a lieutenant, is what we want you to do. And I want to elaborate a little bit more. I don't think anyone has said anything bad about the way that you are a lieutenant. I mean, yes, you got to learn to criticize people and punish people and shit like that, but that's never easy. Even I have trouble with that, and I've been a gang leader for fucking like 8 years now.
Yeah, but the issue is there's certain inherent things that just clash. Like, I don't know if you know about the whole kit situation, but that's really muddied things for me.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more? I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with this kit situation, right?
Well, it's partial. So the kit situation was before I traveled. Me and Reggie found out that Kit was telling people... Kit is basically being kind of gaslighting people into believing that Marlo's scamming her out of a shit ton of money. And making people believe that he told her that AC units are only worth $30 and that he was basically pocketing the rest of her money.
Yeah, and I heard that kid was just trolling the entire time. So have a little bit of
yes, but 3 members of command of Hades believed her and were discussing ways to punish Marlo and just talking about how fucked up he was. And it really...
Why didn't you just talk to Marlo?
We did. Like, that all happened. But either way... She was really pushing this incredibly negative image on Marlo. Whatever, it got dealt with. I just kind of then had this slightly stern conversation with her where just kind of explained that, like, stirring, you know, stirring is stirring, but there are times where in this kind of gang dynamic that it can lead to people getting hurt. And I just explained to her that you have to be very careful with it. Because obviously 3 members of Hades Command believing that a member was scamming someone out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, even though...
I'm assuming you're referring to yourself, Reggie, and
yes.
Tic Tac, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, listen, I already heard the other side of the stories on this, and it seems like it was a small thing overblown, though, no?
It's dealt with. I disagree with you, like, wholeheartedly, but it was dealt with. And then Kit just completely...
That was a small thing overblown?
No, I disagree that it was small. I believe that Kit is, and you should know this yourself, the reaction from the command members, all of us, with Marlo and how his image is of being a scammer, it was so easy for us to believe her that a lot of us were ready to fucking, I don't know, punish Marlo. Like, it was really bad. You don't understand how heavy she stirred that to make him look like a bad guy. I understand it's all jokes, Ray, but if we didn't catch her on that and she kept saying it to people around the group, people around Hades would think he was a fucking low-life scammer that would scam someone as innocent and naive as Kit.
Yeah, I suppose I get your
Without that
perspective,
being nipped in the bud,
but
like...
I guess the thing is, like, I knew that they were both trolling each other. When you talked to Marlo, what did he say?
I mean, Marlo, honestly, like, he just explained that he'd been trying to give her this money, and that she just wouldn't take it.
Yeah,
He's not bothered
too.
about it, but the issue is more so, like I said, a lot of people may not know that. Like I said, 3 members of command got stirred. She's very good at it, and I think Kit is very underestimated as to how smart she is and how easily she can stir people. And a lot of people don't get that, and I think that it really could have actually tarnished Marlo's image within the group.
Listen, Fifi, I wanna emphasize this a little bit more. Give it another week. Don't let people discourage you because whatever the fuck they're saying is stupid. The only people's opinions that really matter are Benji's and mine. Even fucking, like, I know you're like, oh, what about the underbosses like Reggie, Prez, and KJ? Yes, their opinion matter. And yes, there's a vote and everything like that. But remember, at the end of the day, if we want something done, both Benji and I will make it happen. That's it.
I mean, that's
the only people that you really need to be concerned with, because at the end of the day, we trusted you to put you in this position of lieutenant. We trusted you with the power. We trusted you with the responsibility. And not just that, we trusted you to learn and adapt because we know that you're capable of doing that. You have the experience. You have all of the motivation to do it. And you took a little bit of a break. You're coming back in. Don't give up. Like, I would be unhappy to see you give up.
But at the end of the day, I also just want to be happy with what I'm doing and happy with the position I'm in, and I've just been really struggling with that right now.
Well, of course you are. Because you're fucking around like 18 hours a day.
No, it's not because of that, right? It is a reactionary thing because of the situations I've been in where I've had to have those leadership qualities, and it's been, you've done this wrong, you've done that wrong, I want you to act this way, I want you to act that way, I want you to do this, you're to this, you're to that. Everyone giving me different opinions, everyone giving me different takes, so then I don't know what the gang needs.
What did I say, Fifi?
I don't know what I need to be for you guys.
The only opinions that matter are mine and Benji's.
Even you two are sometimes conflicted.
Well, if we're conflicted,
before he took the position, I asked both of you. Yeah, I know. I asked both of you what you wanted from the position, and you both told me 2 completely different things.
Well, then try to adapt to those 2 things, and then don't be overwhelmed with the other shit that's going on. Like fucking, if you have normal members coming to you saying, "Oh, you got to do this better," I mean, listen, respectfully speaking, the only time it becomes a problem is that when Benji and I think it's a problem.
I think that semi is, like I said, like a lot of people in this group and have a synergy because they've known each other for many years, whereas I'm an outlier that's came in without any like previous relationships with people other than maybe you and maybe Marlo. Yeah, and that's kind of it. So I feel like I'm kind of starting at the bottom, building those relationships, and people don't have that respect for me yet because they don't really know me.
Fifi, is a great experience and kind of fun. I know it's stressful, but it's genuinely worthwhile. When you get, trust me, when you gain the experience of being able to adapt to a new group, like again, when you're already experienced, you can do it again like 50 times, and you'll be so much better every single time. Like me leading Hades, but you need to understand. Me leading Hades was so much better than the way I led Rust.
Yeah.
Because I know what the fuck I did wrong, and I adapted.
Yeah, I'm willing to adapt. It's just it becomes tough when like I'm stubborn, and I'm being told to adapt to something I don't agree with. You know, so I get it. Yeah. I do, and it's a mentality thing for me as well. Like Kit, for example, I don't think we need to treat her with kitty's gloves. I guess I respect her and I understand that she's an adult. That, you know, you can explain things to her. But, you know, it seems like we gotta kind of treat her like she's not a child, but like she's this innocent person that doesn't know what she's doing, when I think she's a lot smarter than that.
She is. And to be honest though, Fifi, I'll be real. I don't want to expose her or anything, but she really does just she does like fucking with people. I
know. I already know this. But the issue is because I know this, it makes me a little extra critical, and because I'm not close with her, because I've not built that relationship yet, you know, it's just another obstacle, you know? Because I've seen her gaslight people, I've seen her lie to people.
Okay. Fifi, I want to say this is such a good point you just made. Like, of course, when you're a leader or a leadership position, you're going to treat different people. Holy shit, it's fucking...
Yeah, you have to learn how to handle everyone individually, yeah.
Exactly. You think I'm going to treat fucking Lance the same way I treat Kit?
But I did that with Kit. That's where the issue's coming in, because I was like,
I know.
I had a slightly stern tone when I was explaining things to her, and then Reggie has given me so much shit for how much of an asshole. Like me and Tic Tac, we worked together. We did like good cop, bad cop. You know, we worked on our lieutenant synergy, but my bad cop was literally just like a slightly serious tone. No reprimanding, no like punishments, no telling her off. I was just explaining to her like how stirring can get out of control sometimes, and she just needs to manage it. If people don't know that her and Marlo are friends, you know, they might not understand that they're fucking around. Like that thing. And then Reggie kind of crashed out at like how mean I was to her, when the reality was I just kind of had like a more stern voice than usual. And I feel like when it comes to that kind of thing, if I cannot be slightly stern with someone as a leader and be the quote-unquote bad guy, like...
Wait. Can you elaborate a little bit more about what Reggie did? Why is Reggie crashing out?
He was just multiple times just brought up, like, and had this full serious conversation about how I need to, you know, like you just said, treat members, learn how to treat members, learn how to work with them, stuff like that. And I was trying to explain to him I did that with Kit. Like, I was very, very mild. And he just...
What did he say?
He disagreed. He says, you need to be more mild. You need to... He essentially said, I need to be nice about it. But in my head, it's like, what if Kit actually does something serious? Then how am I supposed to handle that? It just gets in my head of like, how do I treat this person? How do I treat this other person? Because everything I've done so far has been wrong. Like the fucking bonbon situation I did wrong, even though I had Prez texting me, kill him, shoot him, kill him, shoot him. And then other people were like, oh yeah, we should shoot him. Like, everything I've handled...
Wait, what did we jump to?
I've jumped. I'm sorry, I jumped. I'm so sorry.
You jumped to a fucking shoot. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to the Reggie thing. Let me have a conversation with Reggie, okay?
Yeah. Because Marlo is such a stirrer too, but Reggie completely fell for what she was saying. And that's part of the reason why, like, I took it seriously. Because Reggie was taking it very seriously. Reggie was so pissed at Marlo. Like, so pissed. Like, you have no idea.
Reggie was pissed at Marlo?
Very much so, because he thought that Marlo was scamming her for months. And taking all of her money. He was very pissed off. And he was like, to the point where he made me handle it because he didn't want to handle it. Because he was that pissed off that he would probably, like, make a bad choice. So he made me do it.
Why does Reggie not just talk to people?
Because Reggie was really pissed off. So he made me handle it. That's what I'm saying. That's how much Kit, that's how much Kit got under, like, that's how much she stirred to the point where Reggie was, like, fucking mad.
I'm gonna talk to Reggie.
And all
honestly,
I was slightly stirred.
I do understand he's trying to delegate the issue to you, which is a good thing as a leader. But Reggie should just try to, with internal issues, he should try to handle things if he's the fucking underboss.
Yeah,
I'll talk.
I mean, he delegated it to me, and then it was like, okay, you did this wrong, and it's just... I unfortunately with me, I'm willing to adapt, but you also have to take me a little bit at face value. I can definitely be a very abrasive and very serious person when I have to be, you know what I mean? And I'm not afraid to be the bad guy.
I dealt with it.
I'm not afraid to be the bad guy. I'm not afraid to fucking talk my shit, you know, and it's... That's not gonna change. Like I said, that's why I kind of put this issue in my head of like, you know, if I have to be stern with someone, they're not going to like me anymore. I'm not going to get their vote. It's going to ruin my synergy with people in the group because I have to be the bad guy sometimes. And with Kit, you know, she fucking talked to me like she fucking hated me.
Before we even go on, what did we say? The only opinions that really matter are Benji and I's. That's it. Remember, this is not a democracy, Fifi. This is a cold, hard fucking... capital fucking punishment from Benji and I when we see, you know, that we need to do something, you know. This is a monarchy with 2 kings.
So why are we doing a vote? Is it...
Diarchy.
Is it like a social experiment?
We want to do the vote because we want to know what people think. Because the votes are not anonymous to Benji and I. We get to see... We get to see what the fuck people vote. And we want to know if there's... like, it's internal...
Are you guys... gonna take like the reasons for the vote, or is it like a yes or no thing?
I mean, if we're curious, we're gonna talk to people about it. Yeah. Well, listen, here's the thing: Benji and I can do whatever the fuck we want, right? We're basically dictators. But we want to know if there's like, okay, I'll be real. Like, let's say I want to vote Louis in as lieutenant, but there's 10 people who say no. Then I'm gonna be like, why the fuck are 10 people saying no? Like, there's got to be a reason 10 people. Like, we're not that big of a gang right now, right? We're not Cypress level where we have 300 fucking people, right? Yo, Reggie. This is actually pretty serious and it's been causing a few issues in the gang recently. I heard there was a thing that happened between Fiona, Tic Tac, Kit, and yourself.
Yeah.
And it's been blown really, really, really out of proportion. And there's been a lot of shit. And apparently you crashed out on Fifi about it, and she's been really feeling down about that shit.
Off I did.
You're a meanie.
You want to know what I said to her? And you'll know this as being a leader, right? Is you can't take the same approach to everyone. There's some people you need to take a different approach to when talking to them.
Right, exactly.
About serious things.
I said the same
and
thing.
I said to her, it's the same thing as what Benji does with me. If Benji comes in yelling at me and screaming at me, I'm gonna yell and scream back. Right? It's just me. Human nature is how people are. For each individual person, I said, as a leader, you'll start working out over time how to handle each individual person better. And she kept calling it with kid gloves, and I said to her, it's not with kid gloves. Just you got to handle each person differently. It's how they are. They will be more receptive to what happens with it. I didn't crash out at all. I was just trying to give her some advice as someone who's had to do this shit myself. If she wants to take it as crashing out, man, I don't know what the fuck to say about that shit.
Here's the issue I've been having, right? Fifi came to me today, and this stays between us, and obviously you guys might react badly, but she's been really, really bashed upon recently. She's been bashed upon a lot recently from people like getting feedback and shit like that, telling her that she's been doing bad at Lieutenant, whatever. She doesn't know how to lead, doesn't know how to punish, shit like that. People have been coming to her and stuff. And the whole thing with Reggie and Kit is really like just demotivated with her and such. And she said she doesn't know if she wants to continue being a lieutenant. I told her, well, listen, that's just the issues with being a leader. When you're put in a position, you got to adapt, you got to become better, you got to fucking grow, and you got to learn how to talk to every single person individually, because at the end of the day, no one's different. Like, everyone's different. No one's going to be the same. If I approach Lance and I talk to him, he's not going to be the same as if I talk to Prez or if I talk to fucking Kid, you know? They're going to be different bozos.
Nope.
And that's the type of shit that I was trying to tell her. And she's like, all right, I understand. And I was like, well, she's like, well, can we do the vote soon so we can get out of the way? And I was like, no, we're still waiting a week because I want you guys to still prove to yourselves why you should be a lieutenant.
It's crazy that she's changed her mind after talking to you originally, because when I spoke to her yesterday, I said, do you feel like you're in a good enough position for the vote, or do you want more time? Because I know I was talking with Benji as well.
Well, she's kind of giving up as of today.
Yeah.
He was really, brother, she came to me. Yesterday. He came to me straight up and was like, Ray, I'm going to start it with, I don't know if I can, I want to be lieutenant anymore. I don't know if I could deal with it. People are really bashing on me. Well, I think Reggie,
who's bashed on her?
Like, it's small instances here and there.
Like,
okay, like I'm going to specify. I don't want to get into details about that right now because I don't fucking remember. So I'm not going to give you a bad story. But I do remember that she said that she doesn't know if she's qualified to be a lieutenant. And I told her, well, that's something you just learn. Like, you can't fucking be put into a position. Like, I told her, like, Louis been making a ton of mistakes. Tay-Tag's been making mistakes. Like, everyone.
Definitely Louis. Fuck that guy.
No, but Louis, to be honest,
does she not realize how much that I have had to learn shit, and I still fuck up all the time? Like, it's not something that's fucking easy. I never wanted to be in any kind of leadership position because I know I go off the fucking rails, and I said this to Benji all through Seaside, is that I don't want to do that because I know I'm going to go off the rails and I'll fuck it all up. But still, Benji puts his trust in me to do it, and he's been helping me. I've learned shit from you. I've learned shit from my own fuck ups. Like, it happens, man. You need to be resilient enough to realize that you're put in this position for a fucking reason. Just to throw it away because you're feeling a certain type of way after I had a friendly conversation with her about it, when I was just trying to explain exactly what you said to her today by the sounds of it, I don't fucking know what to say with that.
She just wasn't having a good, I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't vibe with the conversation you guys had or whatever. I don't know what was said, Reggie. I get delegating things to people, right? Like, I know you are trying to delegate the issues between Kit and Marlo to Fifi because that's her role as lieutenant to take care of it, right? But at the end of the day, if there's internal issues, guys, the underbosses should get involved in that.
We should if we know about them. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, so what happened with Marlo then?
Nothing. I spoke with Marlo yesterday.
We
were joking around.
Okay, so
I haven't spoken to Marlo since.
The miscommunication is like that. I got informed that you crashed out on Marlo and you were actually genuinely mad at Marlo for fucking like taking away Kit's money and shit. And then when I heard about it, I was like, when I heard about it, I was just confused.
Did you ask Marlo?
No, because brother, I want to talk to you.
I mean, it sounds like Fiona's hearing some kind of fucking information that's completely incorrect. The only time I spoke to Marlo about it was yesterday. And I barely even spoke to her. I more joked around and said, stop giving her crisp 20s for it. There was no crashing out. It sounds like either someone's fed Fiona bullshit information, she's come to you with it instead of talking to me, or and that she actually thinks that I did crash out when Marlo would tell you the opposite. I mean, hell, Kit was standing there.
It just seems like miscommunication, and it's been stressing Fifi out. Brother, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I want to talk to people. Like, because I thought this was something
So
that...
why doesn't she just talk to fucking me? This has been a problem with Fiona, right? I've noticed that Fiona gets in her fucking own head and goes off, does her own thing, but doesn't come and talk to me about it. When I spoke to her about the exact same that you said about you need to take a different approach to each individual person, she was fine on the phone. And I also said, just make sure you give Kit some space. You don't need to go after her to approach her to try and solve the situation. If she's feeling a certain type of way, just let her cool off. And when she wants to talk, she can talk. If not, you don't need to chase that shit. And that conversation was fine for me. I don't understand where she's gotten some type of way that I was yelling at her for it. I was giving her advice, shit that I've had to fucking learn. So I don't know what's going on with Fiona's head. Instead of actually talking to me about it and thinking, hey, was Reggie actually yelling at me and getting angry at me? Maybe I'll talk to Reggie. No, she runs off to you and talks to you about it and says that she wants to throw it all away. Like, fuck's that?
This is weeks later, right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, Reggie. If it was an issue that you didn't, if you knew about the problem between Marlo and Kit, then why did you just not take care of it? And why did you delegate it to Fifi?
Because it's a lieutenant's role, isn't it?
I
wanted to see how Fiona handles Marlo because I know Marlo's going to be her biggest hurdle.
I guess that's subjective.
Because if we're stepping in for the lieutenants when it's a member problem, then why the fuck do we have a lieutenant role?
Yeah, but I mean, you're making a good point, but that the point aside, like if you know there's no issue, then why didn't you just tell her there's no issue? It's like almost...
There was no issue until I found out about it later. To me, here's what happens, right? I get told from Kit that she's going to getting $20 per fucking thing. I'm like, what the fuck? That's fucking wild. Kit's stirring the whole time. I didn't realize. I bought into the fucking stir because I didn't realize what was happening. I told Fiona, here's what's happened. This is what I know handle it. Because I wanted to see how she handles Marlo and what happens. Then she talks to Louis. Louis tells her that Kit does know about this. He's already spoken to her about this. She's aware of the pricing and all that kind of shit. And then Fiona had, if I must say, a little bit of a heavy hand for someone like Kit, for how she'd learn from it. It shut down. Kit agreed yesterday that she shut down during that. So when someone shuts down, when you're trying to sort through an issue, it doesn't work for no one there. You're just fucking talking to the wind. And then, because I was thinking about a drink at the time, I stopped thinking about a drink, and all I hear is and that Marlo could have been killed for this, and she needs to stop stirring like this, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck did I miss?
Oh, what I heard is that
I found out there was a stir.
Yeah, I heard that Tic Tac and Fifi took Kit aside, and Kit, by the way, okay, I think this is the thing. Kit really did not take that well. Like,
no, I could tell.
There was a big problem going back and forth, and then Fifi got reprimanded for it, even though she was being apparently the good cop and Tic Tac was being the bad cop or whatever. And
am I actually fucking delusional?
That's what.
Like, what the fuck? No, it was the opposite. Tic Tac was being good cop and Fiona was being bad cop.
Oh, okay.
And I even spoke to Fiona about it afterwards, and she said that she's not going to treat people with kid gloves, and they need to accept that she'll be the bad guy if she wants to be.
Right. I think that's what she said. But nonetheless, that's not the point aside. I think the point I'm trying to make right now is that this whole thing, brother, is overblown to the point where Kit doesn't want to vote. This is between us. Kit doesn't want to vote for Fifi to be a fucking lieutenant anymore, or Tic Tac anymore because of the incident.
Hearing
guys,
this stuff from you, Ray, it's pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, but I'm not trying to stir internal drama.
No,
I'm trying to do the opposite.
This is not you.
I'm trying to.
How can you
genuinely-
lead if you can't follow?
Hold on, gentlemen. I'm just trying to end the internal drama before this becomes bigger a problem. Like, how right now do we have more problems within our own gang, like I'm hearing about, than other groups? You know?
That's because you probably don't hear about the other groups, the drama.
Yeah, I suppose.
This was always going to happen when we have a group the size that we do. We all know it. Eventually, we're going to have an exodus. It's going to happen, inevitable, right? But as long as we don't do anything to provoke that part, and the only thing I've ever tried to do for Fiona is help her grow, understand, learn from the mistakes that I've made.
Yeah, she's really concerned. I think she's really stressed out about is she up to the position? Like, can she do it? Can she do what we expect her to do? I don't know how to put it to her. I mean, I did, but she generally thinks that there's this high expectation and she isn't ready for the role. And I'm like, well,
it's
how
so
do you...
crazy after the conversation we had yesterday too. Like, I don't know what to do with her if she doesn't want to fucking vocalize shit to underbosses and just wants to do it to you. It's fucking wild. I gave her plenty of chances yesterday. She could have spoken about it.
I think that's fine though, what she did, because her problem was with an underboss. Her problem was with you and the conversation you guys had.
So why not talk to me about it?
Well, because she already did.
Why talk to you? No, she didn't.
I thought she had a conversation with you yesterday.
Fuck. Oh, she didn't. The conversation that we had yesterday was me reaching out to her to see how she's feeling with the vote that's going to be coming, and if she felt like she needed some more time. I said, this isn't like a trick question. If you want more time because you've been away, that's fine. I can talk to the bosses and we can get that sorted. Because I know that you guys were already talking about that.
I guess.
I wanted her to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, it's just cooked. The whole situation's cooked.
Sounds like she just keeps getting in her own fucking head. That's a dangerous thing. Doesn't sound like she's confident in her own, other than the fact that she wanted to play the bad guy and it didn't go the way that she thought it would. When in reality, anyone that's been doing this shit long enough would know not to do the bad guy with Kit, because that's going to she's just going to shut down. It's like if someone tries to play the fucking bad guy with me, I will fucking double down.
I don't think that's the intention. I think she literally said she only has like close relationships with it. Like, she's trying to build up close relationships with everyone in the gang, right? Or like people individually as she goes, because she's trying to be put in that leadership position, right? And the only people she really has a history with is me and Marlo, and she just feels more comfortable speaking to us about issues like this. So I don't think there's anything wrong with her confiding into me. I mean, she literally came to me, and the first thing she said was, "Yo, I want to give up the lieutenant position."
The wrong part for me is when I'm talking to her about this and giving her advice and telling her that it's just advice, so she can grow, and then her thinking that that's me crashing out and talking bad to her. That's the wild thing.
Well, Reggie,
if I could have recorded that phone call for you to listen.
I know. I get it. I believe you, but here's the thing. I don't want us to leave this room and you be mad at Fifi. That's not my intention to talk to you about this.
Oh, I'm bigger to stand over that. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
that's not an issue.
What I want to do is help Fifi realize that she can be in that position. I mean, we got a week to the vote. I mean, guys, respectfully speaking, I would gladly vote all three of those people into the lieutenant position, because I think at this point
I have no issue with that either.
Yeah,
I actually believe in Fiona. You know who
I
put
believe
Fiona's name to Hades?
I believe on all three of those motherfuckers. Yeah. Yeah,
I don't even think she realizes that. I put her name forward to be a part of fucking Hades.
I mean, I believe that. I mean, here's the thing, guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with, I mean, of course there's issues. They make mistakes all the time. But Louis, Tic Tac, and Fifi have actually been trying.
Bro, we make mistakes still. Perez and I. We've been doing it longer.
And like Perez said earlier, yes, there is Marlo, yes, there's Mona, yes, there's other very talented people. But it doesn't necessarily mean we should compare those people all the time, because that's just gonna cause more internal issues.
I agree.
Remember what happens when someone gets demoted and then someone else replaces them. Just remember the defect. You need to be very aware of what that does to a gang.
Well, I got demoted.
I mean, yeah. But at the end of the day, Benji and I will do it. I mean, Benji might wake up one day tomorrow, be like, yo, Ray, this is all bullshit. Fuck Reggie. Fuck all this drama. Let's vote all three of them out. You know, and I'll be like, well, I don't think that's the case, and we might go back and forth. But at the end of the day, like, Louis has been doing that board thing every single day. Tic Tac has been waking up in the morning and making sure that Hades members are actually doing shit. Fifi does the same shit in this Tsunami. She gets people together and does shit. I mean, yeah, she goes and hangs out with Edbert in the other Tsunami, but whatever. Who gives a fuck? She hangs out with us enough, you know?
You want my honest thing with that?
What? With the Edbert situation?
I have slight PTSD.
What do you mean?
I have PTSD with that whole situation. And it has to do with Seaside and Cora. And the more that I hear this shit, because here's the thing, right? Cora was all happy. And then she was dating someone in BBMC, and then she wasn't happy. She wanted more. She wanted to have progress and actual somewhere where she could go. And then next thing, she just starts cannibalizing herself even more, where she secluded herself from the group to the point where she ended up fucking leaving and saying that she's not going to join another gang, and give it a couple of weeks later and she was a part of BBMC, man. Like, and the crazy bit to me is it's the same fucking people that were in BBMC. So that's why I have PTSD about that shit. I haven't vocalized that. I'm not holding it against her, but I have PTSD for that shit because I saw that shit happening right in front of my fucking eyes. And Cora was someone that I spent a lot of fucking time with. And if that shit happens again, I'm gonna be a hard stance on fuck your fucking relationships outside of Hades.
Outside of Hades, what about the people inside? I feel like the internal issues are more prevalent than the...
Oh, it's going to be, if you want to have this whole fucking relationship where you're spending all this time with someone else in another fucking gang, fuck you, get out. Because I don't want to have that shit fucking happen again. Now, I'm not saying it's going to, but I'm just watching. I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm not holding it against her, but just know I do have some kind of PTSD from that shit.
Sure.
Because I saw it happen, and I don't want to see that shit happen again.
Going back to it, I also had a conversation with Fifi. Did the boys ever talk to you about that?
No. What's up?
I think you also... I hope she goes up to you and talks to you about it too, because she came up to me yesterday and she told me, yo, Ray, I've been really stressed out recently with shit going on. I don't know if I want to do this lieutenant thing anymore. I was like, why? Like, what are people doing?
Stressed out?
Yeah, like, what are people saying to you? She's like, yeah, people are like kind of bashing the way I lead and shit like that. I don't think I can live up to you and Benji's expectations to be a lieutenant or a leader within this gang. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, why the fuck do you not think that? She goes on to say, like, there's a lot of situations where she thinks she makes mistakes in, like, giving people feedback. She thinks that she can't, like, punish people or whatever without getting on their bad side, and then it leads to too much trauma. And I told her, like, essentially the only people's opinions that really matter in this gang are Benji's and I's, right? At the end of the day, if someone is mad at you, like, who gives a fuck? Because if you're doing the thing that Benji and I want you to do, then that's what lets you stay in that position as lieutenant. And she was like, okay, but like, what if other people, like, what if like, you know, Reggie or whatever and stuff tells me to do something that whatever, or like gives me bad or not bad feedback that I'm doing bad? Well, you're going to take that feedback, but like, you just get, no one's going to be fucking perfect when they're thrown into a role. You think the underbosses are perfect when they're made underbosses at the start? Hell no.
That's great. I don't know what you're about.
I've made no mistake.
So I felt bad because she wanted to step down and shit like that. And she wanted to do it because she thought she isn't doing good enough. And
I did it again.
And it's
Got in the head.
Dragon?
No, Reggie had a conversation with her. So Reggie was testing her, Benji. Reggie did a test.
God.
Where,
Is this what you were talking about, Reggie?
No. This is not a social experiment. I just wanted to see how she handled Marlo. That's it. Because that's going to be her biggest problem as an LT, is handling Marlo.
well, let me get a little bit more into
Everyone knows
detail.
that.
Yo, Marlo, before you leave,
Yeah.
can I ask you something?
Sure.
What the fuck happened with this whole Fifi and Kit situation?
What do you mean?
Like, what happened? Like, what happened? I'm not talking about the gaslighting where Kit is gaslighting Fifi to think she's not hating her. I'm talking about the thing where
Like the
people thought,
original shit?
yeah, the original shit that got blown up and
To
Fifi,
my knowledge,
Fifi
she
generally thought
got
that you were stealing
yelled
money.
at, and then
Who got yelled at? Fifi?
Kit got yelled at.
Kid got yelled at.
Yeah, by Fiona.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I heard about that shit.
Yeah, and then she didn't really take it too well. Just kind of upset. But other than that, I don't know. I just wish that everyone would have talked to me first before like trying to reprimand anybody. But
to be fair, you weren't around at that point.
yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is.
Shit just
But I
evolved.
still feel like you just wait. You know what I mean? But it ain't my call.
Okay, wait. So you're talking about the thing where Tic Tac and Fifi talked to kids.
See, but Tic Tac
about...
already knew about it. Tic Tac knew about it like days before when Benji knew about it.
What did I know about?
He even knew at that point that I tried to give her money and she wouldn't take it. So like Tic Tac already knew the full story.
Benji, I'm gonna give you clarification.
The
whole thing, there's a miscommunication, or like, it's not miscommunication. It was people like fucking around saying that Marlo was stealing money from Kit because he was only giving her $30 per.
Remember,
AC
and then
unit.
you offered her 40.
Chris,
I was giving her
20. Yeah, I
20,
remember
and then you
that.
wanted
I mean,
it was a
clear
legitimately
joke
like
to me. It was a clear joke to me.
Well, no, I was doing that shit.
Ah,
I
now
was
I
doing that
remember.
shit.
It was a
I was doing
clear.
that shit.
It was a clear joke, but Reggie couldn't read the situation, and he thought it was a real thing.
It wasn't a clear joke. Shut up.
It was a clear
Holy
joke if you
shit.
saw it in play.
It was
Hearing
a
from
clear
the
joke
outside-
if Marlo was there.
Yeah. Hearing it from the outside, or if you heard her like when we talk about it. Like, yeah. But it all comes back to like her charging $20 for her lawyer fees and Ray getting mad at that. That's what it all started from.
Yeah, I get that. But the thing about this is it got blown up to the point where apparently Tic Tac and Fifi talked to Kit.
Yeah, I don't know why Tic Tac would have.
But Tic Tac talked to Kid
he already
too?
knew.
They were both like good cop, bad cop to Kit.
Okay,
and
and
they
then-
essentially like yelled at her, telling her like that she shouldn't be doing that to members in the gang because it causes problems from the outside perspective when people don't have context. And then people start thinking Marlo's a bad guy. And then Kit was like, well, it was just a joke. Like,
give me a second.
We're just making a joke. Like, I don't know why the fuck it's getting like, I was just like gaslighting people into thinking like a little joke. And then now Kit feels like bad about all, like real bad. Like she doesn't.
Well, she did.
Well, that
I talked to her.
She's chill now. She's chill now, I'm sure.
No, she's not.
Yeah, I can
no, I had a
understand that.
conversation with Kit. And
when do you have a conversation with Kit?
I'm actually not going to say this.
You should probably talk about this.
Okay.
Yeah, Marlo, just wait.
You don't gotta tell me about it.
All right, Marlo.
Anything else
This
for me?
is cool.
You're good. Yeah.
Alright.
Hey, Marlo.
Yeah.
When I spoke to you and Kit the other day, do you think that I crashed out on you? That fudge?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Going back to it though, I actually said genuinely serious. So I talked to Kit about the whole like. This is the problem. I talked to Kit about the Tic Tac and Fifi situation, and she's like, Ray, I don't think any of them. And this needs to stay here. I don't think any of them should be the lieutenant. They're both like bad characters and shit like that. And I was like, what about Louis? He's like, I like Louis. And I was like, well, what are you basing this vote?
Louis.
Like, what are you basing this vote on? Are you basing it based off like how much they're doing for the gang, or are you basing it based off their character, like who they are as a person? And well, she really didn't like the way that Tic Tac and Fifi approached her about the gaslighting thing, so she doesn't want them as both as lieutenant at all. I think Kit, I don't know what happened there. I genuinely think that Kit might be overreacting to the whole thing, but also that Fifi shouldn't be giving up on lieutenant because of the opinion of one member. Or even two
I
or three.
mean, bro, what is this, man? Why is she giving up so quickly after one incident? Like,
I think there's a lot of shit going on.
Can she handle this or not?
Going on in her head right now. Well, the thing is, like, brother. Of course she can handle it. Like, that's not the problem I'm having. I don't want her to give up because people are giving her shit for the way that she disciplines. That's crazy to me, brother. No one's gonna like being disciplined.
Exactly.
No one fucking
I mean,
likes
like,
that.
bro, this is the life, right? Like, I think it's just. I'll be honest with you, bro. This just sounds like people that never ran a Southside gang before. That's the truth, right? Like if you've never handled like this kind of shit, you're gonna feel like it's the wrong thing to do.
All right. Anyway, I do want you, Benji, to talk to Fifi a little bit if you can, or unless you want to wait for her to approach you.
No, we'll
Maybe
see.
you could
We'll
do
see.
what-
What do you guys think is gonna happen now? I think this is not good news. This is not good news. This is not good news at all.
Okay. All right.
This is not good news at all. This is the first incident. There's already some drama
Ray,
out of
Ray
it.
Ray didn't tell you, right? Fiona was also upset
Tell
with
Kit.
how I basically crashed out on her. Quote,
Okay, all right.
because I spoke to her and told her about how that you have different approaches, like what I already spoke to you about, right? And she was
Okay.
receptive on the phone to it with me, fine with me. Next thing she talks to Ray and she's upsetty spaghetti because of how I approached her for it, right? Which I don't fucking understand. That shit's just
Wait, she's
blows my
also
fucking mind.
upset the way you approached her
Yeah, when I was just giving her advice,
after all this
she needs to
happened.
know. Yeah, this was like fucking
When was this?
days after it happened.
Okay, so what did you say to her?
I told her, which is what I've already told you, right? When we were talking on the rocks yesterday.
Okay, what did you say? Remind me again.
Was that just remember you have to have like different people will take different approaches.
Okay.
Like how you approach me when I actually fuck up, you're not going to come up to me and start screaming at me.
Oh,
Because you know
yeah,
it's
we
not
gotta-
going to work. Yeah, I told her that you know you'll learn it over time. I don't understand how
That's pretty
everyone
fucking
wants to be
important.
approached at the moment. It is. It's huge as a leader.
Okay.
And I said I don't even know how to approach everyone yet. I'm still learning that, which I will. And I said I probably fucked up with you before with Fiona. So you know it's just one of those things that you learn over time. Apparently Ray said that she's upsetty spaghetti about how I spoke about
How
that
do you,
shit.
can you tell me exactly, like, you know, the words you use and shit like that? What were you saying to Marlo? Do you think I was crashing out and shit like that?
Oh, but I said that in front of Ray because Fiona said to Ray that apparently I was crashing out on Marlo and Kit yesterday or the other day. And I said that's fucking horse shit because we were just talking.
I think that Fifi needs to not give
Get
a
out
fuck.
of her own fucking head.
I mean, listen, this ain't gonna. I'm gonna say to you straight, this job ain't for soft motherfuckers. If you're gonna get in your feels when somebody don't like the way you talk to them or the way your boss talk to you, you're fucked. And that's my whole thing, right? That's my whole thing. I like Fifi, man. I think she brings a dynamic to Hades that I didn't even really see, even in Seaside. You know what I mean? I love having her around. She's a good time. She's funny. She's just never really a bad day with her, man. But the thing is, when something doesn't go the way she expected it to, she gets sidetracked and it's just dooming. And that's not the first time it's happened. It's not the second time it's happened. And I'm pretty sure it's more than the third time that's happened, right? Here's the thing, right? You guys are trying to make her feel like she shouldn't give up and stuff like that, right? Okay? Now, here's the thing, boys. You got to be very realistic about this.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. It's okay to give that positive reinforcement, but brother, this ain't even a big deal. If some shit really went down and we went hard on her, I just don't want her to crack, bro. And here's the thing, right? And I think we need to consider this for real, right? I think she needs to, if she can block the bullshit and just focus on doing her job as best as she can, I think that's fine. Now, here's the problem, though. If she's gonna overthink and doom from just this type of scenario, I'm worried for her. You see, because if something, if something big actually happens, right, she might even leave, and I don't want that to happen. You get what I'm saying? We can't be pushing her to be in a leadership role, and then suddenly it's not the best thing for her, and then she hates us. I don't want to lose her,
Benji,
man. You know what I mean?
I also don't want her to fucking give up on being a lieutenant because of something so small. Because
exactly,
listen. I want to see if she can build up that tolerance to this shit, because you need to. Like, the problem is, I think it's a bunch of small shit adding up rather than one incident. You know what I mean? Apparently, she's been stressed out about some other shit.
That's fine, brother. That's fine.
But you don't think I know that, like, if a big situation happens, that she'd be stressed out?
I'm just saying the way we talk to her, bro, has to be very realistic. You know what I mean? Because if she feels like we got her back a little bit too much, then our job will be to support her too much. You get what I mean? Like, these underbosses, they know, okay, you got a certain leeway, but if you fuck up, I'm not gonna help you. That's your fuck up. And she needs to know that she's gonna have fuck ups in the future that she's gonna have to dig herself out of, not from us. You know what I mean? But so
we gonna talk to her about this, or
we don't have. Nah, we shouldn't.
That's what they're trying to work out what they want to do.
That's a bad idea.
I don't think a group
that will
situation
overwhelm
would
her.
help her at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just gotta. I'm just gonna
Let me
see.
just
Let's just
let
see
it
how this
crash
flows.
out.
Bro.
And yeah.
And plus, the most important thing, guys, the votes coming up, and you know that will reveal a lot of shit.